was report. So we got the new computer. We're gonna try this Streamlab for just now. Right now, we're gonna see how this works. Not well, it's semi going on. You always say it's a lot. I always say it's a lot going on. What you think?
A lot could be going on, and we may not be talking about it.
It's a lot of stuff, but it's stuff I don't care about. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should start saying that.
Oh no!
Like it's a lot going on, but I don't. It's not nothing that like if we was to really talk about it, it's nothing that I would really be like, "Ooh, guess what's going on?" You know what I'm saying? But do you remember the story of the Tory Lanez and the Meg Thee Stallion?
You have an update.
Do you remember? What do you remember so far while I'm doing this?
They were acting. I guess they was visiting a Kardashian. What's her name?
Kylie
Kenner. Jenner, and they just was acting not right in the car. It was a bunch. It was either with Megan and another lady, and Tory and was his bodyguard, I think. Apparently, he was
Megan Thee Stallion, her friend,
swinging his gun, and it went off and shot her in the foot, or did he shoot her? He actually shot her in the foot. It was something where she got shot in the foot. Okay, and he was the reason for it, and got accused of it and was arrested.
And they had a whole big old trial, and people were saying free Tory and all this other stuff.
And he's from Canada. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
His residency is in Canada. Okay. He's a rapper, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's a rapper. Okay, so you remember some of it.
Some of it.
Okay, well...
I thought he was already charged, to be honest.
No, he went through a whole trial, and people was like, free Tory. People was not believing Megan and believing that maybe somebody else had shot her or something. They didn't believe Megan, and so it was a whole big old trial. And he had a horrible defense. His defense was horrible,
and he has money. He could have gotten really a good team to help him.
And he didn't even take the stand. He kept maintaining his innocence. He said he didn't do anything. And people felt like the trial was not a good trial anyway. It didn't really show that he did or that he didn't. So they thought he was going to get off. Okay. Because it wasn't a good trial. The trial was good enough because they had the sentencing, and the judge sentenced him to 10 years.
Wow.
Now,
he don't have to do all 10 years.
He probably won't have to do all. He probably have to do half of it or 80% of it. He may have to do like 8 years or something. But here's the thing about it. When the judge sentenced him to 10 years, you know how before the sentencing, people can speak and write letters and all this other stuff to the judge? Well, everybody and their mama was writing a letter. His dad wrote a letter. He talked about how Tory is different. His mom died when he was 7, and he's acting out. People was writing letters telling me he had a drinking problem, and that had something to do with it. The guy who did his hair transplant, he has a hair transplant. The doctor wrote it. The hair transplant doctor wrote a letter.
That's serious if you had to have a hair transplant.
Azalea, whatever her name is, the white rapper, the female white rapper. She wrote a letter. At one time, she was supposedly dating him. She wrote a letter. Everybody was writing a letter. They was writing a letter saying that blaming the reason, for his behavior on alcohol, his mom passing away. And the judge said, it was so funny because the judge, I don't understand why they don't think.
They think they can,
they think the judges are smart. The judges are smart. The judge said, okay, I'm hearing everything that y'all saying, but he still says he's innocent. So what behavior are you blaming?
Like if he was to say, I'm guilty, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Now I'm blaming it on this,
remorseful.
Yes.
That he did it and was even involved in craziness, but he wasn't.
They were saying reasons why he would do what he did. And then the judge said, I'm unclear.
Well, you need to show the photo.
You're here, and you're saying, to say I forgot to go. We haven't done it in so long.
I'm sorry, so they can remember who he is.
Who wants to remember Tory?
I know, like what Emerald says, it's a waste of tax money, payers' money. The judge said, I'm playing the violin. Keep talking.
The judge said, I'm hearing all these letters. I'm seeing, it was like 78 people wrote letters. what are y'all saying that he's what is he? Why is he blaming his mom passing away and drinking if he didn't do anything?
Right.
And the lawyer was like, humana.
It would make sense.
The lawyer couldn't even answer the question.
It would make sense if he felt, I'm sorry I did this, and then the judge would go, okay, so he's remorseful. Maybe he is having some issues with his past, right, or whatever has happened.
So this is for all the hashtag free Tory people. He actually speaks and says he's remorseful.
Ooh.
So he admitted that he did it.
Oh, so he changing his plea.
And the lawyer, and they was like, if you was going to do that, why didn't you just do that from the beginning? And you might not have gotten this many years.
Right.
Because the judge would have probably took in the evidence. You was drinking that night. Mm-hmm. Meg was drunk out of her mind. I don't like her either. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. I don't like Megan Thee Stallion. She's not
the innocent
Megan Thee Stallion is not this innocent girl that just was, was in the car and then got shot. Uh-huh. No, she was acting a fool too.
Okay.
And she probably was punching on him and hitting him. And he all your little short man.
Egging him on.
He probably thought all he had to have was the gun with the Stallion.
Uh-huh.
She probably muscled him into the car.
Because she's a big one.
And he probably was like, because she's like that.
Oh, okay.
Very domineering and stuff.
Oh, okay. Aggressive.
And he drunk. She drunk. He's bunch of drunkards.
You can kind of guess the behavior.
We already know what was going on in that car, y'all. She got mad that he was trying to talk to Kylie Jenner. Mm-hmm. Kylie Jenner was egging it on. The Kardashians love stuff like this. Mm-hmm. And then when she kicked them all out the house, Kylie said, "Get y'all ghetto selves out of here."
She don't want no problems in her home.
She said, "We don't do that."
Let's think about it. What if he started shooting in the house?
And so then they get in the car. Mm-hmm. They probably fight. And then Meg finds out he's sleeping with her best friend, mm-hmm, the one that's in the car too.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sleeping with both of them. Meg is mad.
So emotions.
No. Megan is sleeping with the best friend was with him first. Megan is sleeping with him behind the best friend's back. So they arguing. They supposed to be best friends.
So all these emotions and alcohol and crazy.
And then they probably start beating up on the little man. He about 5'2",
like Prince.
And then he said, "Get out." He probably told her, "Get out," and start walking with your big self. And then she got out and was drunk and was probably still cussing at him. And then he probably got out. And they say he was shooting in the air. Mm-hmm. He probably was acting silly, shooting in the air. And then I do believe Megan, when she said he shot at her feet and said, "Dance."
Oh, stop.
Because she always dancing.
Oh,
so
really?
I can see him saying, "Dance now. Dance now."
Oh, being funny.
Drunk. And he shot her in the foot.
Went off. Okay.
He should have just told the truth from the very beginning.
Well, he has 10 years.
Then he would have said, "Officer, Your Honor, I shouldn't have. I was drunk. I shouldn't have brought a firearm out." Mm-hmm. That escalated the situation, but I wasn't in my right mind. And then you can bring in my mom died when I was 11 and all this other stuff.
The letters that came in on his behalf would have probably helped if he had did a different plea.
And the problem that he has too is, number one, I don't like Tory Lanez. He's arrogant. He's after this incident happened, he was making fun of her on the internet. He was going to all these different.
He hadn't been sentenced yet.
He hadn't been. Yeah, nothing has happened to him yet. And then he was making jokes and just being very obnoxious,
being like Trump.
Not being like Trump, but the difference is he don't have a comb over and he's not white. He's a black man who's not even American, who thinks he could act like Trump.
So he's just privileged.
He thought he could be privileged, and he found out real fast that don't work.
Well, he got some years to sit and think about it.
Well, even the minister of the prison said he's been an ideal person at the jail. He leads Bible study every morning. He's
already in jail.
He's in jail. He's in jail, not prison. He's getting ready to go to prison.
He's in jail now. Okay.
And he leads Bible study every morning.
He has no choice.
I think he's maybe turned his life over to God.
He's
and
hopefully been humbled.
Yeah.
Prison does that to you.
It does
one or the other.
Yeah.
Make you even more crazy.
And Meg sent a letter saying that her life has forever been changed, which it has, because this is how you know people don't like you. When a man shoots you in your foot and people on the internet still saying free Tory Lanez.
Ooh.
They don't like Meg Thee Stallion.
Like her. Okay.
That's how you know people don't like you.
People shoot. When somebody shoots you in your foot, and that same somebody, they say, free her, free him. Yeah.
That's how you know.
She don't have a lot.
Very haughty to me. No, she's just a drunk. Maybe she do drunk better
all the time. She wasn't drunk on Saturday Night Live.
No, she's nice, I guess. I don't know.
Because Cover Girl's been building her career, and she's been on the front of these magazines, so she's been becoming more crossover.
She has fans.
Artists, because a lot of people, average Joe is knowing her.
And I would say
Megan Thee Stallion.
And I would say because her mom passed away, but she was like that before her mom passed away. Do you know who they are? They're showbiz people. I don't like showbiz people.
What do you mean showbiz people?
You know how showbiz people is like they'll do anything to make it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like they are just, I don't know. It's something about her that I just.
That's not every showbiz person. You can't say that. Yeah. You got a comment?
I don't know.
I don't like when people, like if you're saying showbiz people are like people who are even being violated. And they still deal with it because they want to be known.
Yeah,
they I'm behind the camera or I'm singing. I'll do anything. I'll be a floor mat or doormat to get ahead. I'll walk on people to get ahead. I'll do anything. And your whole integrity is messed up.
That's how she comes off to me, but maybe she not to everybody.
Okay.
Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." Hey. Emerald says that trial was a waste of taxpayers' dollars. It sure was. Wendy says he won't do 10 years. Hello, ladies.
Yeah,
hey,
he
Wendy.
Probably won't.
Everybody's saying hi to each other. Cotillia says hi, ladies and mama.
Hey. Mom. People saying
Wendy. Hi. Wendy says he was so arrogant. Him and his dad. Yeah.
Oh, his dad is?
Yeah, I don't like him or his dad.
Well, hopefully.
I don't like none of the people in the trial.
Prayerfully, him being in prison
will humble him. Emerald says it was like a poorly scripted reality show.
Yeah.
Wendy says, didn't her mom pass too? Yeah, Megan's mom passed too. You would think that would help them bond. Both losing their mom and, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? We can't even do that excuse anymore, right, you guys? There's a lot of people who have lost parents. There are a lot of people who are adopted.
Who don't shoot people.
A lot of people who are abused. And they don't go around shooting people in the foot.
And remember, he was the one that beat up August. Alcina, the guy that slept with, what's her name? Jada.
He has a problem. He has an anger problem.
Yeah. And he beat him up because he didn't say hi to him.
Hopefully your anger will be managed behind a cell.
Wendy says, where's Imperk? Yeah, we've been asking that.
I know. That's what we're asking.
Patelia says, you see what alcohol does. It never gives. It takes from your life. And Emerald says they were asking about Imperk yesterday.
We emailed him. We didn't get a reply. I'm a little concerned now.
Yeah.
You know, did he move? Did he relocate? But still, he would stay in touch.
Yeah.
I just pray it's nothing seriously wrong with him, like with his health or something.
Yep.
Where's Wendy? Where's Emerald?
At his conviction, the defendant was found guilty of all 3 charges prosecutors had brought against him: assault with a firearm, illegal possession of a firearm, and negligent discharge of a gun for shooting at the plaintiff.
So he, like we're saying, he probably won't do the 10 years.
Probably not. He'll probably do 8.
Maybe 8 or 7. Good behavior.
He spoke for several minutes during the sentences. He described the plaintiff as his friend. He said Megan was his friend, someone I still care about dearly to this day, regardless of her feelings about him. He talked about bonding with her over the loss of their mother. I just said that. You would think that would be the thing that would make them.
We both lost our moms.
Megan wasn't in the court. She issued the written statement. She said, for once, the defendant must be forced to face the full consequences of his heinous actions and face justice. So that's it. Then they go over what happened at the thing. I already went through that. That was it.
But like we said, supposedly if they have alcohol in them, that could have altered how they were acting.
But this one case struck with many people because of the negativity that Tory's fans had towards Megan. That's what I said. Oh. For example, Drake had in one of his songs implied that Megan lied. Even the artist was against her. They was doing songs and all kind of stuff against Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It's over. Thank God.
Thank God.
It is a lot waste of taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
We have more serious stories and situations that are in, court.
All right. Okay. So this one is, hold on, let me go here. Chris Christie.
I was like, what you doing?
Last time, you know what? I had to change it. The last one had my screen print and I had my webcam where you could still see, because I know you look at that more than you don't realize you're still on, but in your mind you think you off because you just see the picture.
Right.
It's not. You're still there. Say you're still there in the corner.
Yeah.
But in your mind you don't see you in the corner, so you don't think you're there, but you are still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that why you switched it to the main picture? And not the picture showing us in the corner?
No, I could go back because I know for you like seeing yourself when you talk like that.
Oh.
So I'll do it like that.
I don't have to.
All right, we working this thing out, y'all. All right. When she don't see herself, she'll talk.
What I'll do?
She won't look at the camera, which is looking at y'all. You'll look over at me, or you'll be up like this. So y'all think that such and such. I'm like, no, just look at the camera. They right there. Oh, you have to see yourself.
It's hard to see a camera on the computer. It has to be like a real camera.
See, that's how she is.
It's that little dot on the top.
That's why I moved it back where you can see yourself. Well, Ma, your favorite man was in the news.
Ooh.
Trump and Fred Flintstone. She was
the one that told you.
No, this was mine.
I thought she told you this.
Mama wanted to talk about the Georgia coming against Trump. We already know about that.
Oh, okay.
We know that they getting ready to do felony against him. We talked about it every day.
So yeah, Trump was talking about Fred Flintstone?
Trump was at a rally and he made a mockery of Chris Christie's weight. It takes a turn after the audience members.
These are
the mega people. They didn't think that was funny.
Oh my God, they always cracking on people.
So while he was in the middle of his speech, some guy in the front row, he was talking about Chris Christie, and some guy in the front row called him a big fat pig. And Trump said, no, don't call him a big fat pig. Even though I want to call him a big fat pig, we can't call him a big fat pig. He kept calling him a big fat pig over and over again. Mm-hmm. So by saying that, you really calling him a big fat pig.
Being funny.
The audience didn't like that.
How did they do? They booed?
Former President Donald Trump mocked fellow Republican presidential hopeful and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie over his weight during a campaign speech in New Hampshire on Tuesday. The moment took a turn, though, when Trump jokingly admonished a member of the audience who, according to the former president, called Christie a fat pig. Christie, he said, Christie, he's eating right now. He can't be bothered. Trump said during the speech.
Oh, my
Does
God.
he not see himself?
He's not the skinniest man himself with orange and the hair combed over. He cracks on people like he is so handsome. My goodness.
Now, when he said he can't eat right, he can't be bothered, he's eating right now, the audience laughed.
Okay.
That part they thought was funny.
Okay.
Then some guy called him a big fat pig.
You know what?
And he said, sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him. See, I'm trying to be nice. You know how he talks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice. He goes into that. What is that voice? That voice that goes down. Is one like the good guy?
I don't know.
And then there's the bad guy voice.
Yeah, like you tease me when I try to go.
Oh, okay.
Talk deep.
So, sir,
for a hug.
Yeah, sir. Please don't call him a big fat pig. That's disrespectful. Don't call him that. Even though we want to call him that.
You said that.
Don't call. He's such a moron. This guy is running for president of the United States of America. And he's doing a comedy bit on stage.
Wow. How does that make us look as a country to other people?
Countries are looking going, is he for real?
Is he running for a commander-in-chief position again? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so tired of this man. I really am.
You said over DeSantis. That's 4 years.
I'm tired.
That's 4 years.
What?
That's 4 years. That's 4 years.
the lesser of the two evils. I still don't want DeSantis. At least I get a few laughs at Trump.
Trump's comments were just the latest instance of him poking fun at Christie's weight, something he's done on multiple occasions in the past. In June, Trump appeared to target Christie's size in multiple social media posts after the former governor's launch. He would have his commercials or memes. He'll put a burger in his hand or something like that.
Right, something with him eating.
Here's my thing. Trump is fat too.
Yeah, he's gained weight. He wasn't as big 4 years ago, huh?
Old too.
And he's older. Yeah, the only thing and you know what? That's low hanging fruit. Like you would say with us, when people would be trying to crack, and they say the fat comments, we like, okay, move on, be creative, find another way to crack on it. Maybe our ears or our teeth, or you right away you say fat. That's so simple. It's easy to crack on Chris Christie's weight because it's there in your face. Next, crack on his hairline or his eyebrows going up or something. Be creative. Everybody crack on his weight. We've been doing that since he was governor.
They also said he got in trouble by saying he admitted that he would like to leave the U.S. and live overseas. Trump, who has frequently expressed disdain of America, made the confession during the same campaign speech in New Hampshire that he griped about criminal charges against him and about laminated over getting into politics. I could have been relaxing in Mar-a-Lago on the south of France, which I prefer than this country, frankly. Now, you said that before you ran in 2016. So you said I could have been in France somewhere relaxing versus running for president because I don't really like this country. Why are you here?
Running again.
But his Make America Great people won't call him out on that.
Right.
They won't say we can't just pick up and move and live on the south of France.
Right.
But you can.
You can move anywhere you want. You can go to Russia if you want. Hang out with Putin.
So he said a lot of stuff on this New Hampshire thing that nobody's going to say anything about. It'll go away.
Okay. But you said some of the people were not all happy about the fat
They didn't laugh when he called Christie a big fat pig.
Okay. Maybe they have a little heart. I don't know.
Let me see. Emerald says, what about Scooby-Doo? Yeah, we haven't seen Scooby-Doo either. I know that she goes through health issues. So she might be going through a health issue right now. So pray for her. If you see people that's normally on here, y'all, and y'all don't see them, just pray for them.
Scooby-Doo and Mike Perkins.
There's a couple of people. Yeah, some of them. Wendy says he'll do about 4 years. You talking about, what's his name?
Lance. Tory.
Wendy calls Chris Christie, hey, Fred. Emerald says yabba dabba do. Laugh out loud. Emerald says he has his nerve on body shaming.
I know. And old too.
And he thinks his money makes him handsome.
That's what I'm saying, because you see a lot of powerful men with these beautiful women, and you're looking at the man going, ugh.
She telling you, Lenore, please don't speak into existence. 4 years sounds like prison sentence if he does, if he wins.
Yeah. But I don't want DeSantis to win, so. But his numbers are not high anyway.
Well, sticking in politics, we talked about her too. Dianne Feinstein. You know what happened to her, Mom?
I know she was speaking the wrong things in meeting. She couldn't remember what.
She did another Mitch McConnell thing or something?
No, not as bad as him.
Oh, wow.
She just falls.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
She fell at home and had to go. They had to rush her to the hospital.
It's time to sit down. It's time to pass the baton. Come on, lady.
Especially when they tell her she's in a different kind of meeting.
Yes.
Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democratic California, fell at home Tuesday and visited the hospital to get checked out, her office said. You know they're going to downplay it. You downplaying it. Nobody goes to the hospital when they fall.
Right.
Unless they old.
Something happened from that fall.
Senator Feinstein briefly went to the hospital yesterday afternoon as a precaution after a minor fall in her home.
Hit her head.
All of her scans were clear and she returned home.
I bet you.
What's going on? You're in the hospital, Dianne Feinstein.
I bet you.
Let's vote on go, Diane. We have to go to Congress. Well, take me over there. I was going this morning. How I end up here? You failed, Senator. Well, now I'm fine. How's the scan? The scan's fine for a 150-year-old woman. Okay, well, take me on back to the house.
Do you even remember what you were voting for or voting on?
Something about black people going to school with white people. No, Diane.
You're so old. You back in segregation days. It's time.
We're talking about transgenders, Diane. Men are having operations. Should children? What? What's going on in the world? Men having what? I don't know. Well, okay. Well, that's what they feel like. What is the other Democrats saying? The other Democrats are voting for it, Diane. Well, then put me in. I don't know nothing. I just vote the way everybody else votes.
Oh my God.
Like all of us do.
It's time. It's time.
Why do I have to leave my chair? Just to say yes. All of us say yes the same way. She is telling the truth.
Yeah, that's sad. They'll just tell me what to say. Yeah.
Everybody's voting yes, Diane. Vote yes.
Mm-hmm. It's time for her to sit down. It's time for Mitch to sit down. People are saying it's time for Biden to sit down. They all need to take a seat. Oh my goodness.
Take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Dianne Feinstein's health has been closely watched this year. She missed 3 months of work in the Senate after she was hospitalized with the shingles. She has rejected calls to resign. And they said if she resigns, a black woman, the Democrats know who. They said they already got lined up.
Biden said that, didn't he?
They already got her lined up. A black woman would get her seat, which means it'll be another black senator.
I thought that white lady wanted to get her seat, the heavy set.
No, but they wanted more black senators because we only got what, 2? How many? It's not 2.
Okay.
Well, what's her name now? She's vice president. Oh, what's his name? Georgia. Yeah.
But why
so they saying get out of here.
I think something else has to happen, unfortunately, with her health. No, God forbid.
It says 3 House Democrats are locked in competitive battle to succeed Feinstein in Solidarity Blue State since November 2024 election. One of them, they said, is a black woman. Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he talked to Feinstein Wednesday. I spoke with Senator Feinstein this morning. She said she suffered no injuries and briefly went to the hospital as a precaution. He said in a statement, I'm glad she's back. He's lying. Schumer is a liar. You did not speak to Dianne Feinstein, and she didn't have that kind of a conversation with you.
Why would he lie about that?
Because he's a liar.
The only thing I would catch him
He's probably talked to her people, and they said she's fine, she'll be back.
Well, I bet you he did talk to her, but I think he's lying when he says that he's, come on back.
Thank you.
I think in the back of his head, please sit down.
She was on the news this morning. She's retiring. She's not running again. In 24.
Yeah, but we want her out of here.
Oh, she's waiting to retire then. Maybe that's it.
She's not going to hold a position.
So she's not going to what do you call it when they re-vote for you?
Retiring.
I don't know. So she's waiting.
Yeah, she said this morning.
Okay. Well, God forbid she has how many more months? Things can still happen to her in the next 6 months. So whether she waits to retire or not, she may have to do an early retirement before the end of, and then they have to appoint somebody, and then that election would take place next year. We'll see, Miss Thing.
Emerald says it's time to retire and get younger people into office.
Yes.
Wendy says senators should be from 35 to 70. And Emerald says getting so old where you are dying in office should no longer be allowed. I agree.
Yeah.
They don't want to leave.
Not of old age. I mean, if it's anything else, yeah, we can't help that. But if you are a certain age.
Thank you.
Or not even that. I take that back.
What?
Because there are people who are a certain age and their minds is right on it. Mm-hmm. They're healthy. So you don't give them any slack.
Right.
But when you have a lot of health issues like this woman has had, where she has the missed days.
Thank you.
That's where you go, okay, after so many months now of being sick, you need to sit down.
Right.
Because your health is not ready to continue.
Okay. All right. Well, Neo has been, I guess he's been in the hot water lately. Mm-hmm. I kind of was listening to the story. He made some comments.
You understand what he
he made some comments about transgender assignments. Yeah, let me read it because I kind of know
kids with transgender parents.
No. Neo has apologized for his remarks made about gender identity.
Like parenting. Wade's daughter, son.
He made some comments, I think, about like if your child comes up to you at 5 or 6 and says, "Daddy, I want to be a girl," you don't encourage that.
Okay.
At
5.
Right. The singer posted a statement on Twitter expressing his regret over some of the things he said during a recent interview with Vlad TV. After much reflection, I'd like to express my deepest apologies to anyone that I may have hurt with my comments on parenting and gender identity. The statement reads, I've always been an advocate for love and exclusivity, whatever, in the LGBTQ plus community. So I understand how my comments should have been interpreted as insensitive and offensive, how it was interpreted. During the interview, Neo said, I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman. There was 2 genders, and that's just how I rocked. You could identify as a goldfish if you feel like it. I don't care. That ain't my business, he added. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but if you want to be a goldfish, you can go and be a goldfish. He also commented on parents who support their children identifying as a gender that differs from their sex assigned at birth. Mm-hmm. I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. Mm-hmm. If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, Neo said, and you just let him rock with that, if you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that too, Neo added. Mm-hmm. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make a life-changing decision for themselves? Critics of Neo remarks pointed to medical evidence that supports gender-affirming care for children and adolescents after his interview was uploaded to YouTube over the weekend. CNN has reached out to representatives for the artist for additional comments. Now, let me tell you what was wrong with what he said, and let me tell you what was right with what he said.
Okay.
Because these people are what's the word? Cancel you if you say anything. You can't say nothing.
Even how you feel.
Without being canceled.
Right.
So first of all, if that's how you felt, he shouldn't have came back and apologized. If that's how you felt. Okay. Now, if you apologize because the way it makes you feel.
He apologized because he offended somebody.
Then that's different.
Okay.
That's like somebody saying, I apologize that I hurt your feelings. It doesn't take away that I feel the way that I feel
this way,
but I probably shouldn't have said it out like that and hurt your feelings. Exactly. I'm sorry about that.
Exactly.
Now, if he's apologizing that way, I'm fine with it. Mm-hmm. But don't apologize for how you feel. Because people are canceling you because he started getting canceled. Don't apologize for how you feel because you're getting canceled now in the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. When you are 5 and 6, why are you even talking about gender at 5 or 6? At
that young age, yeah.
You don't even know what you want to be tomorrow.
Remember you.
So what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with that part of what he said.
Remember when you said that Jada Pinkett and Will, they allowed their children freedom of
they was taking mushrooms and everything
almost like that
too free.
So how far do you go with that?
This is my opinion, okay? And we know somebody who had a son that's gay. He started, to me, if you want to say show symbols of it or whatever, signs of it, I knew that early on. You could see it, but that's not you don't encourage either way. I don't understand. That's the part of what he was saying, I was saying.
If the son,
I don't like men who say, be a man. Don't cry for a little boy.
Okay.
Like a man don't cry?
You notice that in a boy's young age. If that young boy goes to his parents and say, Ma, I'm feeling a certain way. And you're thinking, wow, he's young to be feeling a certain way when it comes to sexuality.
And I would tell him,
how would you respond to that?
I would respond to him the way I would respond to him whether he said he liked girls. Mm-hmm. You need to concentrate on school right now. That's where your concentration need to be. At 5 and 6, you shouldn't even be thinking about dating and all that other stuff.
One of our conversations we had, one of our topics was school teachers, where kids come to school and they identify differently than how they are at home.
Right.
Teachers are not allowed to tell the parents.
They can't tell the parents.
Your son comes to school, he changes into his pink tutu and his dress.
Right.
And he says the female name, whatever it is. You can't tell a parent. Your son is identifying as another sex.
To me, I think what happened with Neo, it was more about the messenger more than the message.
Oh, okay.
Neo is a cheater. Oh, he's a scumbag. He dogged his wife out. He got women pregnant while he was married. You think that's teaching your son how to be a man?
Yeah.
I'd rather your son wear a dress, honestly, than to use you as the example of how to be a man.
Of a dad, how he treats women and other people, because he didn't treat his wife right.
Not only that, you got other women pregnant while you was married, prostitutes. He sleeps with everybody. Mm-hmm. He's a dog. So to me, it's the messenger. Mm-hmm. That's one. Mm-hmm. I think, not saying that if somebody else would have said it, the trans community wouldn't have been as upset. Yeah. But coming from that big giant head who always wears a hat, have you seen him without a hat? Mm-mm. You never seen Neo without a hat.
I think one time when he was on The View and they were on the island,
Neo's head is about the size of this room.
It's real brown.
It's a giant head.
It is, and
he has to wear a hat. Because he's ashamed of his head.
So insecure with that head.
Insecure. Yes. Your mom should have taught you how to be secure about your head. So you wouldn't have to wear a hat all the time.
Wow.
But I think that's what it was. I think it's him. You're a scumbag and you trying to talk about parenting? Your first wife, you was married. You told her you didn't want to have any more kids. Mm-hmm. So she got a thing. She got fixed.
Mm-hmm. Well, she can't have no more children.
Then he went on and got somebody pregnant. Went on and got married again and got more kids.
So
So she was bitter at first. She was bitter at first because she did it for her husband who didn't want to have any more kids.
Right.
So then you go on. You get married to somebody and have kids with her. Mm-hmm. Then you cheat on her and have children out of wedlock.
So even, let's just say for sake of argument, he didn't do any of that. He was with his wife like John Legend. Mm-hmm. Beautiful family.
Then I think
John Legend would have made that comment.
Right. So number one, I don't think that you need to make that comment, number one, because do you have a child that has come up to you and said, Dad, I think that I'm a girl or I want to be a girl? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, if that's never happened to you, then why are you even in the discussion? That's my opinion.
Because we've given our opinion on using Dwayne Wade as an example.
I don't like
surgeries that they're wanting to have.
That's the part where I don't care.
Underage,
you can cancel me. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going for surgery.
Surgeries are serious.
A major surgery when a child, they're not an adult. There are adults who don't even know if they should have that surgery. Mm-hmm. So why would a child make that decision and the parent make it with them?
Right.
No.
Right.
When you become an adult, you can do whatever you want to do.
Right. You're of age.
And in my opinion, I feel like people who do the surgery, and this is my opinion, you reduce being a man and a woman to a penis and a vagina. Mm-hmm.
Which I thought that they were saying.
I thought you above all of that. I almost feel like you should be non-binary. Which is, I don't identify with anything. I'm who I am, born with the way I am, and be proud of who I am. I almost feel like I like them more. Than somebody cutting off pieces of your body. Right. That makes you more of a man because you have a penis.
Because you're saying that I am because of that body piece.
I'm more of a man.
That makes me more of that sex or whatever that,
So I'm just saying that. So I just feel like
he probably shouldn't have said it. It wasn't important for him to say
I feel like it wasn't his fight. He didn't need to be in it. And he's a horrible human being as far as husband. So he should, for parenting. So he shouldn't make any discussions on being a good parent.
That's probably why he came back and apologized, because they tore him up. Tore him to shreds.
They tore his big giant head up.
But you know what? It's something to think about, because you got parenting now. Parents are coming from different old school parents. You got grandparents raising kids. You got people in the LGBTQ raising them. They may have different feelings even with that. My 5-year-old coming to me, my 2-year-old, my 4-year-old. I had a friend, a co-worker whose son, young age, not as young as the 5, but an age where they kind of know, because they're starting to like girls or boys, and they're starting to, they had a dream of themselves kissing that same sex, and was very free to tell their mom that. Mom had a feeling about it, but wasn't sure until that kid came out and said that. So you go, oh God, my son, my daughter is actually dreaming now. Are they looking at commercials? Are they really feeling it? Are they experiencing things that you like? I need to know, is this really real with them, or are they just emulating something they saw or felt, somebody else was doing?
I feel like
that's a good question.
I would have the same conversation if my daughter said, I had a dream about kissing a boy. Why are you dreaming about kissing anybody? You need to be focused on school. You need to be focused. Maybe you're not busy enough. That's what I'll be like. Maybe you need to get more busy. You got too much time to dream.
That's not fair. That's during their time when they're sleeping. You can't control the dream.
Yes, I can. You need to be dreaming about basketball or soccer or being on stage or something. When you dreaming about kissing anybody
You know what? It was
you need to be dreaming about getting an A on that science test that teacher getting ready to give you Friday.
It was a episode on the Shonda, is it Shonda? Rhimes. Grey's Anatomy. If y'all watch Grey's Anatomy, the redhead doctor and his wife have the kids. The one son likes to dress like a little girl.
Right.
And they let him do that little freedom. Now he's getting ready to go to school.
And the kids
and the dad was like, no more. He wearing pants. He wearing boy clothes. But we're encouraging our kids to be free, and the wife. And he's like, no, I don't want my kid being teased. He's being teased now. He's been talked about. Kids are laughing at him with his pink tutu on. Look, so you got to go, ooh.
To me,
and the boy didn't even understand. He just wanted to dress like what he saw his sister maybe or whatever.
To me, dressing.
That's a hard one.
To me, dressing is no different than while you're in my house, this is what we believe. When you leave, you can do whatever you want to do. To me, that's no different than if it was religion. If I believe that we supposed to dress it, like, remember back in the day, I had friends who were Koji, Church of God in Christ. They couldn't wear pants.
No. Even on their bicycles, they had to wear dresses.
And we'd be like, you got to wear dresses all the time. Yes, that's what.
I can look at your dress.
I'm Koji. My family believes in wearing dresses. It is what it is. And to me, as long as it's not hurt, as long as they're not doing anything to hurt the child, when you at that parent's house, you got to do whatever they say. If all y'all wear black, y'all Cardi Adams family, all y'all wear black. Don't come in here with no yellow shirt on.
Oh no!
This family wears black. When you leave, you can wear whatever color you want.
But you know what? I get what you're saying, but I do see why politicians, especially Republicans, they're trying to make laws to protect children from crazy parents like that. If they feel like that parent is different in how they're raising their kids.
I don't like that.
I know. I'm putting it out there.
That's Democrats. Democrats
back in the day, we would never call 911 if our mom or dad come at us.
No, but that's
now you can go 911. I'm calling on my mom and dad.
No, that's Democrats trying to tell somebody how to raise their kids.
No, Republicans too.
No. Democrats are the ones that say, we want to do laws that say if a boy wants to wear a dress, he can wear a dress. If a girl wants to do this, if they want to have this religion, they can have it. The parents can't force the kids to do this. Yes, we can. As long as you're in my house, that you're not doing Satan worshiping while you're in my house. No, I'm not going to walk in your room and there's a pentagon over the door.
But the point I'm trying to make is that's you in your house.
Exactly.
Republicans, not all Republicans, I can be wrong. It could be both parties or anybody politically are trying to put a law on. What if that parent is a Satan worshiper and their child we in this house worship Satan. They're going, oh no, that's damaging.
You still saying Democrats?
Well, some Republicans are putting rules on laws on kids too.
No, they do stuff.
It's like they're not allowing the parents to parent because they feel like a lot of parents are not good parents.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It could be either of the parties, but I'm saying that that's out there now because everybody may not think like you think.
Right.
As for me and my house, we would serve the Lord. As for me and my house, you don't stay out after after midnight because you're only 14 or whatever.
I don't like to say it, but if you grow up in a house with Satan worshipers, that's it. That's the house. You're not going to come in there and change your room into a Jesus room.
I told you that book, He Came to Set the Captives Free. The witch that was getting set free and received Christ. She, as a baby, her mom
was in
Satan worshiper and kind of gave her over to Satan.
Yeah.
Here's your child.
Yeah.
She's growing up like that. With that door has already opened, this woman became a witch.
Yeah.
But now, thank you, Lord, she's a born-again believer.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever you're going to end up being, you're going to end up being it anyway when you get out. It's just like how we say, train up a child in the way that he should go. When he departs, he won't
when he gets old, he won't
depart from it. We believe the same thing as Christians. We train them up the way we think they should go. When they get out, they be doing all kind of stuff, but we feel like that's instilled in them. So they'll feel like they'll always come back. They're like the prodigal son or something.
Hopefully, prayerfully. Yeah. Okay.
Let me see. Wendy says, I have zero respect for Neo. He treated his wife like a dog.
He sure did.
He's not dealing with it. He needs to be quiet. Emerald says, I agree with you, Kim. The Smiths went too far with allowing their children access to anything and everything.
Yes.
They was doing mushrooms.
And look at their kids now. They're all unstable in some way.
Emerald says, we were told books, not boys. Thank you. Emerald says if he didn't want any more children, then he should have gotten himself fixed.
Oh.
And Wendy says they'll stop talking to you about their dreams.
Yeah.
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 They will.
That's something. But
so you just listen to what they have to say and keep it moving.
I do get the point when you're making with Neo, though. The messenger, they killed that messenger because he was not the right person.
It was the messenger.
It wasn't his business anyway.
Yeah.
Who cares what you feel about a 5-year-old, whatever?
No one cares what your big giant head thinks about anything.
Like Joy. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah. So that's what I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's the messenger.
Okay.
Because I feel like if some old lady said the same thing, I don't think the LGBTQ community would have went after her.
She old school.
Because they would have said that's how she feels. And if she would have said, I love you, baby. Because a lot of them have grandmothers and moms that don't agree with their lifestyle, but they love them. And they probably say, baby, I don't agree with your lifestyle, but you know I love you. And I don't agree with you. That's not the way I was raised.
A lot of LGBTQ, hopefully, they're understanding that a lot of spiritual people,
right?
They are strong against certain things. So you already kind of know their foundation is, they're in the Bible, so they really don't believe in that. Okay, we'll let you slide. But Neo,
the nutty broad said, Republicans want to take your children away for how you parent.
I'm telling you, if they don't like the way you're parenting, they want the government to help and say, you're not a good parent.
Right.
Let us help you.
Let's teach that there was some slaves learn some stuff.
What?
DeSantis. Slaves learn how to blacksmith.
You done tore the families apart. How can you?
But
when your baby is gone and you as a slave can't keep them anymore.
So again, I think it's the messenger. It's him saying it.
Yeah.
He didn't say it in love. He said it with more of a judgmental. And then he's a horrible person as far as
judge himself.
He needs to judge himself.
Look at the man in the mirror, right, Ma? I'm looking at the man in the mirror.
Speaking of which, look how his dad was. Look how his dad was.
Who?
Michael Jackson. His dad.
Mama's adding something to Michael Jackson. Mama cried at the little.
I cried there because
the Jackson show
loved his mother.
Yeah, he loved his mom.
Was a woman of faith.
Yeah.
Even though she was a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
Right? She was a woman of faith.
Yeah.
And she would tell him to keep the faith.
Yeah.
She spoke.
And that brought tears to my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, because she knew how much Joseph.
A mother's love.
Yeah.
That was strong. And he needed that in the family.
Right.
To help keep him going. And she probably saw the hurt that Joe was putting on him and all the other kids, and she just embraced him.
Right.
My mom said she got teary-eyed when she saw that in the play.
Catilia said, our children do not belong to the government. Parents govern their children.
They should. Right. That's the problem. the Chicago chief that was dealing with that 7-Eleven breakdown. He said, I am so tired of these kids underage acting crazy. Where are their parents? Dude, they parents is probably out acting crazy. That's right. This is a generation now where the parents are crazy.
They probably was out there with
So
them.
that's why the government is like, you know what? Y'all not doing your job as a mother and a dad. Missing, maybe in prison, maybe dead, maybe sick, maybe on drugs. Now we got the streets got to teach you. And that's not good when the streets are teaching your kids because they were harmed.
This story. A Texas woman was injured after a hawk dropped a snake on her.
That's weird. That's a freaky accident.
I think I gave this. No. This is a weird one. A Texas woman was attacked by a hawk.
She was mowing her lawn. 55-year-old.
A Texas woman was attacked by a hawk and a snake at the same time after the bird, which eats snakes, accidentally dropped the serpent on her.
He dropped his lunch.
How weird is that?
I got my lunch. Oh, man, I dropped it.
Peggy Jones, 64, was mowing her lawn last month.
She looked good for 64.
When a passing hawk dropped a snake on her before swooping down to angrily try to reclaim it.
Oh,
that's what happened to her, Mom.
What happened?
The snake wrapped itself around her arm and began striking her face as the bird sunk deep into her flesh. The bird came back to try to get the snake.
It didn't matter. It was on her. They was just trying to.
The terrifying ordeal left her with cuts and bruises on her arm and her face. The bizarre incident took place on the 25th, 25 July in town of Texas. Texas, near Louisiana border.
That sounds like it would be a southern state.
It began after a snake suddenly fell out of the sky and landed on her. Before she could remove the snake, the hawk came and attacked. As I was trying to sling my arm and sling the snake off, the snake wrapped around my arm. The snake was like, no, I'm holding on to you.
I don't want to, he's coming to get me.
She said the snake was striking my face. Well, then he got to go then. Now, if he would have been a nice snake, she could have hit him.
I'm trying to figure out this snake, as far as the animals are concerned, he was about to be lunch.
You would think he would have attached onto her and been like, let me hide under you.
I don't even want to be on her. Let me get to the ground and crawl away. I'm on her trying to hurt her.
She said the snake was striking my face and it struck my glasses a couple of times. I was slinging and and he was striking and striking. And he just kept on hanging on. He deserved to die.
Yes. Why wouldn't that snake, did he not think, because I fell out the sky, I'm not in that bird's mouth anymore, now I'm going to attack you.
You would think he would have dropped down to the ground like he was supposed to and slid it away.
Because that bird could still be praying over me.
The bird came back to try to get the snake.
And she in the middle of it while they fighting. She getting stabbed and bitten and he trying to get it. And I can imagine that. Somebody had that on camera.
She says, no, then the hawk appeared just as fast as the snake appeared. She said, the hawk grabbed the snake that was wrapped around my arm and pulled it like he was going to carry it away. And when he did, he flung my arm up. The hawk was carrying my arm and the snake with it.
Lord Jesus.
The hawk struggled to remove the snake from my body, stabbing her with his nails repeatedly as he was attempting to snatch back his food. Eventually, the snake was pulled from her arm, leaving her startled husband to drive her to the hospital. Where was he at the whole time? And first of all, why is she mowing the lawn?
I was getting ready to say that. What was her?
Albert, you're going to mow this lawn, Albert. Albert, the grass
would have happened to him then.
Albert. I'm going to get to it, Hazel. I'm going to get Albert. The grass is up to the window, Albert. Please go to the lawn, Albert. I'm going to get to it, Hazel. Leave me alone. I'm doing something else. For God's sake, Albert, I'll start it. Just come on and help me, Albert.
Oh my God.
Shouldn't be doing this in the first place.
What?
No, the snake comes down.
No, he's flying over and he falls. Remember?
Oh Lord, what is? And
he's trying to.
Hazel, quiet down. I'm trying to watch the game. Albert! Hazel, be quiet.
They don't even see the bird coming down on his wife and the snake on her.
Then the hawk comes down. The snake trying to bite her, hitting her glasses. The hawk swings.
Thank God she had glasses on. He would have got her eyes.
The hawk comes down. He's trying to get the snake off her arm. He's dragging her and the snake.
Oh Lord,
Albert! Oh, for God's sakes, Hazel, what? And he, Lord.
Come on, honey, let me take you to the hospital. I can't imagine. That is a freaky accident. I'd be calling on Jesus for sure, but I'd be trying to fight. I don't know what I would do.
She said that it was traumatic and she thought she was going to die.
Oh, Lord. I don't even know what I would do. I would be like this.
And she's had trouble sleeping ever since.
Maybe she wasn't aggressive enough. How big was that snake?
She said living in rural Texas, she's no stranger to wildlife encounters. I've actually seen a hawk pick up a snake. That's something they do. That's how they kill their prey, she said. But now she says it's something that she will always keep in mind.
What's she going to do? Albert be doing the grass? She going to wear a hat? And the fact that
there's so many things wrong with, first of all, everybody's wrong in this case.
What?
The hawk is wrong because why did you drop the snake in the first place? You can't even hold on to your lunch. You should lose it in the first place, honestly. If the snake wouldn't have wrapped around her arm, you would have lost that snake.
Thank you.
Number two, the arm, you should have let go of her arm and then you're going to attack her.
Right.
You would think you just was hauled off.
I would think he would just fall on her arm and just keep to the ground.
Yeah, get me out of here.
Wrapping yourself on a human or a person.
And attacking her.
You come back, Hawk, get him. Because he needs to die. He's not even trying to get away from the hawk.
Right.
I would go right and slither into a weeds or something.
And then I'm saying she wrong because she should have made Albert cut the grass.
You know what?
And Albert's wrong because he should have been out there cutting the grass.
Oh my God. I watched a reality show about freak accidents, and you would see weird ways of people getting hurt and injured, and you like, wow, how did that happen?
All right, let me see here.
Okay.
Albert. Cotillia says, yes, I agree with Mama. Emerald says, that's a crazy situation. Maybe she should try for the lottery or the mega ball. I agree.
Thank you. 1 in a million.
Whoever heard
a snake falling from a hawk's mouth, the snake attacking you,
and the hawk attacking you,
wrapping his arm, and the hawk. It's almost like she wasn't there. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my food. You in the way.
They having a battle.
You in the way. Because what if other animals would do that and you in the way and they caught you?
Right.
They don't care about you. They'll tear you up to try to get that other animal. That's scary. That's scary.
All right. The fires in Hawaii.
What time are we?
We good.
Okay.
The fires in Hawaii. Fires on Hawaii's Maui Island kill at least 6 people. A blaze forced people to flee.
Evacuate.
We've been to Hawaii.
Been to Maui.
We've been to Maui. We've been to all of the islands because we went on a cruise that went to all the islands.
And the islands are beautiful.
Every island was
nice.
What
happened here, though?
At least 6 people were killed on a Hawaii island, Maui, as wind-fueled wildfires tore through the area. Maui Mayor Richard Bison Jr. announced, we are still in search and rescue mode. And so I don't know what will happen to that number. It'll probably go up, hopefully not. No. The mayor didn't provide details about the circumstances surrounding the deaths, saying the death toll was confirmed just before the news conference. He had several other people were unaccounted for, but may be people who are in vehicles who haven't gone to the shelter yet. Over 2,100 people are using the 5 shelters that have been open on the island, along with the number of hotels.
Oh, that's sad. Maui is not that big, right? It's not the big
wasn't
island.
That big. Honolulu is the big island. Acting Governor Sylvia Luke told reporters that some shelters were overrun and tourists who were arriving to Maui Wednesday morning were discouraged from going to the island. Because remember, you land on Honolulu. And then you go there. So they probably said, no, you got to stay in Honolulu. This is not a safe place to be, Luke said. We have resources that are being taxed. The blaze drove people to jump into the ocean to escape the flames and smoke and forced people to evacuate Wednesday. The Coast Guard told CBS News it had rescued a dozen people in the town of Lahana, I probably said it wrong, who turned to the water for refuge.
That's sad.
Tuesday, the officials said Wednesday that the hospital island were treating burn patients. First of all, I would drown because I don't know how to swim.
Right.
Isn't that something? We don't know how to swim.
Mm-mm.
We couldn't even run into the ocean.
To swim away.
It's widespread in Lahana, a tourist town with a population of 12,000 on the northwestern tip of Maui. We probably went there if it's a tourist spot.
Mm-hmm. Where the boats come up, maybe?
Maui County tweeted that multiple roads were closed with the warning, do not go to this town. Traffic has been very heavy as people try to evacuate. And that's the other thing, you're on an island. Right. Officials asked people who weren't in the evacuation area to shelter in place to avoid adding to the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Officials issued an island-wide request Wednesday morning for people to conserve water, to reduce demand and extend existing supplies. Wow.
And this was a forest fire?
They don't know. It's just the place is on fire.
The one thing, too, that I'm concerned with Hawaii and the different islands is the volcanoes, remember?
And they're supposed to have they all have active volcanoes.
Yeah. That's scary to be near a volcano.
A lot of businesses burned, they said. A lot of people lost their job. This is going to be devastating for Maui.
Yeah, so we're going to have to send relief to that island and be prayerful for the people that's on the island.
So that's it.
I do remember being in Hawaii, and they were saying the importing things is so expensive. Because I remember
everything there.
We needed to get a piece of luggage, and it was like at their Walmart or something. They had the price on there. My battery's low.
Yeah.
They had the price on there, and they had another price that was an imported price, which was more money.
Hold on, don't do it now.
Is it plugged in?
Frames detected over last. Oh, that's up now. What's your battery on? What's the number? What's the number? You don't know.
It doesn't say. Look, it's on it now. It doesn't show it.
Here, you want to plug this in? Here, Lenore.
It's plugged into the wall. Oh, it's not plugged in.
Okay.
Okay.
My sister didn't even have the battery plugged.
I forgot to plug in the laptop, y'all.
See, now why did it do that? Okay. It wasn't even plugged in.
And you asked me what the percentage was. If I was 0. Yep, it was 6%. Sorry about that. I got caught up in the stories. I used to plug it in.
So pray for the people of Hawaii.
Yeah, Maui.
Katila said, is that the tourist place in Hawaii?
You're thinking it's probably in that area. That area where they're saying to.
Maui, yeah.
Because there's different areas of the island. But you know what? The sad thing about it is that you can dock at certain areas and still go see the island in general. So, you know, the whole island itself is a tourist. Hawaii itself is tourist.
And then our last story, Cotillia says, Kim face is priceless. Laugh out not plugged in. With my face not plugged in.
I thought I plugged in the laptop.
Let me see this Lenore. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on for a second, guys. My battery's low. Let's see here. Let's see. We got.
You acting like what's the goofy? What's the goofy dog?
Well, what's the amount on there? Let me see.
What's going on?
Let me see. It doesn't show. Let's see there. I don't see where it shows.
That's the goofy voice. I know you're missing the goofy voice.
Let's see. It doesn't show.
I think I didn't plug it in.
Let me see here. It doesn't
plug it. I didn't plug it in.
Guys, if we have to leave, batteries low, guys. I don't know what's going on.
I think because I plugged in all the other.
Oh Lord, I didn't plug it in. Oh Lord, that might have some.
That's why the battery's low.
This is the most ghetto show.
And we got 3 different laptops.
This is the most ridiculous show.
And they're all plugged in, but this one, the one we're actually filming off of.
For those of you who tune in, God bless y'all. Because this show is ghetto.
No, this show is us. It's for real.
Can you see? Why's my head cut off? Let's see. Hold on for a second, guys. Hold on.
Let me push it back.
That there. Let me see here. Oh.
You right, it's ghetto when we start late. We're supposed to start at 6.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all, when we start late.
All right, y'all. Now, every day you want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Yes.
Okay. This guy right here.
Okay.
Is Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day. Okay. Now, a Georgia man. Now, you might like this one. A Georgia man is arrested after Panama City Beach church break-in. He broke into the church.
I'm looking at the title.
He broke into the church and he baptized himself. And then he stole all their money and equipment.
Why would you even stop to baptize yourself when you come in the steal?
A Georgia man broke into Panama Beach church and had an unusual encounter with his baptism.
Oh my God.
Derek Porter used a cinder block to smash a window at the Church of God on Alf Coleman Road. And a woman working in the church heard the sound and fled. Oh Lord!
Oh my goodness.
Now, while inside, Porter caused approximately $8,000 worth of damage.
Oh no.
He then loaded several electronics, including a television, a computer, into his truck. So he went back and forth.
Okay.
Along with the church's money bag.
Oh goodness.
Deputies and officers with the Panama City Police Department descended on the church because the lady probably ran and called the police. And they found the man met with meth and drug paraphernalia on him.
Okay.
Those items may or may not explain an incident that the man said happened. Porter stated that he could not remember what happened during the various moments in the church. He did remember, however, baptizing himself in the church baptism pool. Porter's claimed that something was holding his head down under the water in the pool.
This man was high as a kite.
Porter wasn't the only one who used the Friday. Body camera footage released by the sheriff's office shows deputies making contact with Porter and clearing the church. While inside, a canine decides to beat the heat and cool off in the baptism.
The dog went into
the dog jumped into the baptism
to cool off. Oh my goodness.
Porter, who was already out on bond for burglary in Georgia, is now charged with burglary of an occupied structure, criminal mischief, possession of meth, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Now, why did the dog jump in there?
I don't know. Was he looking for the man? He smelt the man in the water?
No, he said he was cooling off.
They just guessed that he's cooling off.
They guessing that he's cooling off.
Because he saw the pool of water. And he probably said, I'm hot. Let me get in the water.
What is it with this church and they baptism pool? It's forcing people to jump into the pool.
It reminds me of a person taking communion and they go in the back and steal from the church.
Now, Charlemagne doesn't give him donkey for breaking in the church.
Right.
And stealing.
Okay, he gives him donkey.
He gives him donkey of the day because he baptized himself and then he stole.
Thank you.
He said you're supposed to steal first, then baptize and ask God to forgive you of your sins. You don't baptize first and then go steal.
I thought he came back to baptize.
No, he stole and stuff, put it in his car, and went back and baptized himself.
Oh, okay.
He did it backwards. But he said that's the equivalent of you don't go to the washroom and do number 2 and then take a shower. Take a shower, then do number 2.
I hate that. Don't y'all hate that?
He said you're supposed to do number 2.
You're supposed to.
And then you take a shower.
Because sometimes the shower makes your blood rush and then you have to go back to the washroom. I hate that.
So he's saying that's the equivalent of...
But you know what? The baptism is a symbolic of your faith in Jesus and what he's done for you on Calvary. Technically, if that belief has nothing to do with him stealing. Oh my God.
Tatina says, what did he think? Let me baptize myself and steal because I'll then be forgiven.
Right. Or something.
He was thinking of it backwards.
Oh,
she said he had it backwards. He had it backwards.
Yes.
The drugs made him have it backwards.
And then how do we know that he was doing it because he was going to be forgiven? He was just doing it because he probably... You think he was doing it because he wanted to be forgiven?
Well, he said something was holding his head under the water.
Maybe he was trying to drown him. That's just weird. Oh my God. We told some weird stories today.
So that's the donkey of the day.
He went to baptize himself.
After he stole.
And the dog jumps in the water.
The dog jumped in the water to baptize himself.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And I hope they drain that pool.
Oh, they have
Don't nobody want to be baptized after all of that.
Mm-mm. No, they need to clean that one out.
Okay, y'all. So that's it. Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family Friendly Jokes. The link is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe, y'all.
Always believe.
And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later.